How's it going? My name is Mulder and welcome to our Maneater gameplay tips and tricks final video. In this Maneater gameplay tips and tricks video, I'll be covering how to defeat the final 3 Apex predators you're going to be running up to in this game. Apex Great White, Apex Orca, and the Apex Sperm Whale. Also, I'll be showing you how to finally take on Scaly Pete and defeat him in your final boss battle against him. All that and more straight ahead. If you enjoy this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. And now without further ado, let's take a final dive into our Maneater gameplay tips and tricks final video.
Some shark. Take everything I got. I'll give her the same chance she gave my boy. None! Now get the f off my boat before I kill you too. The f I say!
Let's start things off with the Apex Great White. Now the Apex Great White when I fought him was a level 29 shark. This shark in many ways is just like your shark is if you are taking him on in say a level 20 or level 25 form. However, from this point on I was a level 30 shark, which means that was pretty easy for me to take him down. The biggest thing about the Great White is that it's very fast. It'll come in and snap at you and then maybe use its tail whip before swimming away, backing off, waiting for you to make a move. If you have a bioelectrical tail attachment like I do, use that whenever the shark gets too close to you. If you have it at tier 3 or higher, it will do electrical shock the moment it hits the shark. This will stun the Great White for a little bit, allowing you to move in and do some damage yourself before swimming away. Also try to use your bioelectrical head to ram this great shark whenever it tries to come at you, throwing it off its balance and stunning him again. Use your bioelectrical tail and bioelectrical head and you will defeat this shark in no time, especially if you're at a full level 30 mega shark like I was.
With little, the Great White is often referred to as the king of the ocean, which gives it a skewed understanding of the role of a monarch in modern society.
Now let's talk about the Apex Orca. Now, the Apex Orca will come at you at a level 40. The Apex Orca is a swimming tank. This Orca can take a lot of damage and dish it right back out. Whenever the Orca opens its mouth, it means it's about to charge at you. Make a run towards that Orca when it does that and try to see if you can stun him, throwing him off balance. When the Orca is stunned, move in for a few bites, a quick tail whip, and maybe use your bioelectrical fins to do even more damage to it before backing off. Watch out for its tail. The Orca can do a quick spin move whenever it's disoriented, doing major damage to your shark if you get hit by it. Luckily for you, the area that you fight him in will have plenty of fish swimming around for you to back off from the fight, munch on a few, and then go right back into the fight. Time your dodges just right, or your counterattacks whenever this Orca has its mouth open. Even if you have a quarter of health left, don't risk it, especially with that Orca's deadly tail. Time your dodges, go in for quick stuns, and be popping your super ability whenever you get the chance, and you will kill this Orca pretty quick.
Orcas, once the featured attraction at marine mammal parks, now have a new favorite trick: killing things.
Now let's talk about the final Apex Predator, which is the Apex Sperm Whale. Now if I say the Apex Orca is a tank, the Apex Sperm Whale is a behemoth. This sperm whale is literally Moby Dick, in which case you're going to have to use everything you've got to take it down. The Apex Sperm Whale is at a level 60. It is heavily armored and can do a heavy bit of damage with its tail and its forehead. Luckily for you though, the Apex Sperm Whale is a bit slow. Keep your eyes open for a glow on its forehead, in which case that will signal it's about to charge at you. You will have 2 options to counterattack when it does this. Wait for the sperm whale to pass you, in which case you dodge just in time, swim around a bit, pop your super, and then hit it in its back, shocking it and doing a little bit of extra damage and bite to it before it recovers. Or if you're close enough, use your tail whip attack. Hopefully you're using your biological tail to do some shock damage and disorient it before it does its charge. This is one of those battles where you're going to have to take your time and be patient and try not to get too greedy when you're moving in for bite attacks. The area I wound up fighting the sperm whale in actually wasn't heavily populated with fish, so I actually had to go out of my way to find some. You will find fish to munch on to regain any health you're in this boss battle deep below the sea. Luckily, because the sperm whale is so slow, very rarely will it actually try to chase after you. Time your dodges or counterattacks with your tail whenever this whale charges at you, and you'll do fine. Charge up your super by eating other small animals in the area and use that against the sperm whale, and before you know it, the sperm whale at level 60 will be down permanently. And there you have it, all the Apex Predators are down, and you're ready to take on Scaly Pete for the final boss battle.
Back in the good old days, the world practically ran on sperm whale oil. Now we can only watch them from afar, dreaming of tapping their skulls for all that sweet spermaceti.
Now the boss battle against Scaly Pete can be a little bit challenging for those who haven't decided to go after all the bounty hunters and get the experience fighting off those guys. First off, Scaly Pete will be in a modified military boat. This boat will have 2 powered electric barrier generators underneath it protecting him, in which case you'll have to break both of them with a charge attack. He'll be dropping divers off of his boat to come after you, which they'll range between regular hunter divers to elite hunter divers, and he'll be shooting torpedoes at you. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but this boss battle is actually pretty easy to get through if you know what you're doing. Now these torpedoes can do some significant damage. Luckily for you though, you can can dodge them pretty easily. The best way to do this is to dodge the torpedo when it's at least 2 seconds away from hitting you. Very rarely will the torpedo ever be able to make a turnaround and come after you. When you dodge a torpedo, immediately make a break for Scaly Pete's boat. Pop your super ability, which in my case I had the bioelectrical body on. Use your ramming ability for all your power-ups that you have and try to take down those generators underneath his boat as quick as you can. Halfway through the boss battle, you're going to run into more reinforcements that Scaly Pete's going to call in. I recommend personally that you go after those reinforcements and just take them out first before you go back to fighting Scaly Pete. These reinforcements aren't that big of a problem, but when you mix in Scaly Pete in the middle of the boss battle, things can get a little hairy. Keep using your bioelectrical head to where you can do ramming damage, popping your super, using your tail and other fin abilities to where you continue to shock and damage the boat, and if you're able to, jump onto the boat and take out any hunters he has on the platform. Keep chipping away at the health of this boat and it will drop in no time. And there you have it, you have officially beaten Maneater. Thank you so much for enjoying our Maneater gameplay tips and tricks final video. If you've enjoyed the series and also like the channel, feel free to subscribe. We'll be covering a bunch of brand new video games very soon, so be sure to stick around. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.
Laisse-le monter.